Friday Night Smackdown. I am Michael Cole, here with Autolycus, the King of Thieves, and with Wade Barrett. And today on Friday Night Smackdown, we're going to see who Bianca Belair chooses to fight for the TWF Women's Heavyweight winnings, which hasn't been on stake in some time, Michael Cole says. Well, you got that right, Autolycus says. It seems that Bianca Belair, the TWF Women's Heavyweight fighter, and she's going to choose who she's going to be fighting against here today. Gail Kim was the one that said that she could have that right. So, we all heard from Gail Kim, and Gail Kim told everyone that me and Charlotte Flair had the right to choose who we wanted to fight, for the TWF Women's Heavyweight winnings and the Women's World Heavyweight winnings, or World Women's Heavyweight winnings. And we all know how that kind of pissed it off. We kind of know how that kind of pissed off, Bailey. But I don't really care if she's angry or not. She's always angry about someone or something. That's not my hang up. So, whoever wants to wrestle me for the TWF Women's Heavyweight winnings, by all means, they could come out here now. Well, and here comes Faith. Bianca, I know Bianca Belair. I was a former TWF Women's Heavyweight fighter too. And yes, I only two, and I was a former TWF Women's Heavyweight fighter. I was the first one to win Gail Kim's unbeaten streak many years ago, back around 23rd between YL. So anyway, the way I look at it is that I think it would be, and yes, I am a former TWF Women's Tag Team fighter with Io Shirai, and a former World Women's Heavyweight fighter. So I think that it would be good if me and you had a match here today for the TWF Women's Heavyweight winnings. Well, I think that would be great, Faith, Bianca Belair says. Since you being a former TWF Women's Heavyweight fighter and all, I think it would be great if we had our match here today. So, here we go. This is for the TWF Women's Heavyweight winnings. For the TWF Women's Heavyweight winnings. First, she is Faith. And she is the TWF Women's Heavyweight fighter, Bianca Belair. And Bianca Belair right now is taken off the TWF Women's Heavyweight winnings. Michael Cole says that she has won since she beat Ember Moon sometime last year, Michael Cole said. That's right, Autolycus says. Who's gonna get the upside? Right now, Bianca Belair's got the upside on Faith with a body slam, Michael Cole says. Well, I can tell you what, Autolycus said. As we know, Faith is a former TWF Women's Heavyweight fighter. She was the first woman to ever end Gail Kim's the first woman to beat Gail Kim when she came to the TWF in 23rd between YL. Third between YL. That might be true, but it's what have you done lately, Wade Barrett says. And yeah, Faith might be a former World Women's Heavyweight fighter and a former TWF Women's Tag Team fighter with Io Shirai, but it's what you did lately. Tolica said, well, she is in the ring right now with Bianca Belair, so she's doing something right now. It's in the now, not in the past. And she might be a two-time TWF Women's Heavyweight Fighter. That would be in the upcoming, I guess. Well, Michael Cole said, it is true that Faith did do a lot of things in the past in the TWF. Mostly, she had about 3 runs in the TWF. Will Faith get lucky and do what she did in her 2-diff run? Well, we'll see about that. And right now, Faith got down with a spine buster on Bianca Belair. And Faith just body slammed Bianca Belair. Faith is hoping to win the TWF Women's Heavyweight winnings for the 2-diff time, Michael Cole said. Yep, that would be one of many or sundry goals that Faith has since she came back to the TWF last year. You know. Well, since the year before that, I would say, yeah. And Faith coming down right now. Down on Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair picking Faith up and down. Looks like Bianca Belair is going to beat Faith here today on Friday Night Smackdown. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, and still the TWF Women's Heavyweight Fighter, Bianca Belair. And Bianca Belair has helped Faith up to her feet. Both women shake hands. All showing good sportswomanship and onlook for one's fellow wrestler or fellow fighter, Michael Cole says. Well, that was good to know, Tolica says. You don't rarely see that booked in skilled wrestling that much, unless you watch Ring of Honor and you see it all the time. But in other skilled wrestling businesses, it's normally not, it's rarely booked that way, unless you got 2 wrestlers who truly have onlook for each other. And even then, it doesn't always happen. But I thought it was a good match. It was a good fight, Tolica says. Well, I thought so too, Wade Barrett says. I mean, there was many times in this match or fight where we thought that, oh, Faith was going to beat Bianca Belair. Faith was going to become the 2-time TWF Women's Heavyweight Fighter. But sadly, that did not happen. But anyway, I do have Gene Okerlund. And Gene Okerlund is now going to be talking with Bianca Belair. Alright, Michael Cole, I'm going to be talking with Bianca Belair, the TWF Women's Heavyweight Fighter. So, Bianca Belair, you chose Faith, or more like Faith came out and you chose her. You had one hell of a good match and a good fight here today on Friday Night Smackdown. Yeah, I did, Gene Okerlund. And I want to give thanks to Gil Kim, who is the TWF Women's Team Leader, who is also handles skill dealings, and also is a street follower. And I want to say that I'm open to all dares, to all wrestlers and all fighters. And when I won the TWF Women's Heavyweight winnings last year by beating Amber Moon, I was going to be the fightingest and the onlooking too at the same time. Something we all knew you did. You already did that in WWE. Yes, I did that in WWE, and I do that in the TWF. And if any other woman wrestler or fighter wants to have a match with me, well, they know that they're going to have a good one. And keep in mind, you were a former WWE Smackdown Women's Heavyweight Fighter, but you're still the WWE Raw Women's Heavyweight Fighter. Oh yes, I am. And some folks hopefully think that I can keep that going for another year or so. Hopefully catch up to Roman Reigns and his 900 and so days as World Heavyweight Fighter and 300 and so days as WWE Heavyweight Fighter. But I don't know if that's going to happen. But anyway, I just want to say I had a good match with Faith. I have a lot of onlook for her. And one day, it will be Faith's time. But that time hasn't happened yet. Alright. That's that's my talk with Bianca Belair. Back to you, Michael Cole. Well, thank you, Gene Okerlund, for talking with Bianca Belair, the TWF Women's Heavyweight Fighter, here today on Friday Night Smackdown. And is all the time we got here for Friday Night Smackdown. I am Michael Cole for Autolycus, the King of Thieves, and Wade Barrett. We hope you like Friday Night Smackdown, and we'll see you tomorrow for Rampage or Ram Through.